Shout out Big Steve.
Shout out Michael Bisbin. What's up? What's up? Big Brain MMA Early Tease for UFC Seattle. We're going to look at some early odds. Just like last week, I haven't really looked at anything. This will be the first time, so I'm interested. It will be fun. I'm pretty sure we have totals as well. Did I make money betting last week? Yes, I did. Thank goodness. Finally profited on the UFC, and I barely had any time. Obviously, the wedding is coming up. It's actually this week. So this Sunday, the day of the fight. So I won't be watching. Or I will be watching on my phone. You know how it is. But probably have even less time. So last week, barely had any time to tape and still had 2 bets and hit him. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can use the network, the Discord, and tape what we can tape and find some locks, right? All the leans from the last early teas were accurate. So let's have a look. Dixon, Steve, just wanted to get out of the way. Don't tell Mays is a bum and should be cut. Yes, I don't disagree. Glimbot, what's up? All right, so let's go over the recap of last week, shall we? There wasn't many bets, right? So yeah, pass. Walter Walker, I kind of regret passing on him, just his money line with how light he was and how fat Mayers was. Smith, Morales, I said Morales had some value, never got around to taping it. Kind of got saved there. Bond Finn, kind of like the sub, didn't play it. I played $75 on Esteban, under 2.5. I thought you can get a ground and pound finish. Hill, pass. Delgado was my first play. I had a max bet, which I wasn't going to keep a max bet, but I just put 4 units, $500, and then I put another 500. I was like, why not? I can always cash out. And then I lost my bet 365 halfway through the week, which made me not want to tape as well because I had most of my bankroll on that bet 365. I lost my bet online bankroll the week before. So I just kept the max bet. I didn't reduce. So he won in round 1, got $1,000 there. I actually wanted to play the unders as well. I was surprised by the under 2.5. The under 1.5 was plus money. I said that on the early teas. You know, the only reason I kept the max bet is I watched Conor Matthews and how weird he's reacting to getting hit. Like he looked very durable against Marshall, but then upon rewatch and some of his other fights, like everyone is hurting him and he's like stumbling. So yeah, could have like doubled down and played the under, but I'm like, man, I'm already nervous. I've got my last remaining 2,500 from Bet365 on this guy Delgado, you know. Plus heaps of CLV, which was scary. But yeah, Petrosky, Vieira, like shit show fight. Nazim, Bonfin, you know, didn't get around to it. Edmund, I kind of like the under 1.5 at plus money. It's rare that you get plus money on Edmund unders. But, you know, didn't do anything there. Didn't do anything in the co-main. And then the main event, I played half a unit on the under 2.5 rounds because they would only accept half. So I was like, oh no, my account's getting referred. And then I put a whole unit on the 3.5 and then I got limited. So I left it at that. 1 unit on the under 3.5 rounds, half a unit on the 2.5. And then when I got to the main event, I got out of all my 2.5 rounds action just because I didn't want to lose pretty much all my profit from Delgado if both the overs hit. Like I just had this bad feeling like it was going to look massive value, like multiple knockdowns, but it was going to go over. And go figure, it went over 2.5, even though it looked massive value. And then thank goodness that the 3.5 cashed. So I just won like another 200 and 100 and something. So yeah, 1,100. So just over 2 units. So finally I can say I profited. Only $700 down for February now, $600 down. So there's 2 more events. If I can profit in February, it's only 1 losing January, 1 profitable February, like back to basics, like easy peasy. So we'll see what we can do, right? This week there is Oktagon and KSW. I'm not going to talk too much about it because, again, I lost my bet 365 and that's how I bet my regionals, my 2 favorite promotions. Again, it's going to be very hard with time. I'll go with who I know. This is going to be a very volatile fight. Milan Cordera, I think it's a rematch. Veronica Alvarez, this is a dog or pass. Shoba is awful, but I don't know this guy. Sabova, Faria, yeah, this should be a squash match. I don't know these guys. Delgado, I don't know these guys. Nico is very good. Don't know these guys. I know Andreas, Milosh, Stanton. Kozma as a favorite, being quite washed. I taped this one a bit. The line's already moved. Obviously, Pukac, if he's got any KO power, Kozma's chin is toast. But then again, he just got knocked out by the welterweight champion, right? Who we got? Who is that? Yeah, Sudu. So maybe it doesn't look as bad. But obviously, Boyan knocked him out as well, which... yeah, red flag. So I guess dog or pass. And, you know, Adamio versus Creasy. I played Adamio in the last one. He won as an underdog. And now he's a decent-sized underdog against Creasy again, who's chinny. So, yeah, dog or pass. Dogger Pass. Creasy's minus 200, but I have to kind of evaluate. Creasy is a very good fighter. A very good fighter whose chin lets him down. So, again, I don't know if I have time to tape these. I just thought I'll give you guys some sort of early tease. I do know these promotions quite well. Literally, KSW and Oktagon are my two favorite promotions, and I profited insane ROI on both of them. So KSW, I probably like KSW a little bit better. Like I get the bums, I can read the bums a bit better. The regional guys that are coming into KSW for the first time, I understand them a bit better. This Jacek Gach guy, he's just like a round one merchant. Some people think he should run through this Billy guy, but Stuma Natsin is like a low level fight. Lebes as a decent sized underdog to Polishuk. Polishuk is a guard player. This has to be a dog or pass, and the line has moved already a bit. Polishuk. Yeah, he's like a submission or bust kind of guy. Lebes. Has Lebes ever been submitted? No, never been submitted. Interesting. Got to look into that one if I have time. Paiva came in on short notice and killed some guys, a massive underdog. That happens in KSW all the time. Versus Smilovsky. Never Smilovsky at minus money. He just dropped the ball. It's that one-eyed African guy. I regret not playing him there. Stephen Kurt. I know this guy. I need to tape this one a bit better. This is going to be a shit show fight. Mateo Suracek. Yeah, this is going to be a shit show fight. Who will die first. Hamburger at minus money. Never. See if Boris has some value. This Bartos guy was just on the contender series, and Damien again minus money, tough click, and Leo Bridgestad minus money, minus 200. I know Lucas will grapple, and Leo has lost a couple fights back to back actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, he lost to this Joao Pacheco guy. Oh, this is the guy from Bellator, black dude. Yeah, it is. So he obviously got grappled there, and he got grappled by Valery Masia, the Wolfman. So obviously he has issues with grappling. I bet him against Roman Szymanski. He barely beat him. So Lucas, yeah, another dog or pass for me. So, man, I wish I have some time for these guys because, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the UFC looks like, and then I'll move on. Then we'll see what I'm going to focus on tape-wise this week. But again, I don't have a Bet365, so what's the point of taping Oktagon and whatever when I can only bet online? Let's have a look. Let's have a look what we got on the UFC. Glimbot. Jose Matthews under 2.5 was 3. Yeah, it's a crazy line. On Pinnacle, where I wanted to bet it, it was only 1.5 rounds, so I thought it was a little bit risky, but yeah. Cannoneer live bets were insane. Love that MF. Man, I was going to live bet him too, but I was just sweating my under. I couldn't concentrate. Lou Betcher, Steve, who am I parlaying from this card with De Graafschap? Well, let me tell you, Lou. Lou's one of the legends, man. One of the legends. All right. I'm not going to glaze him because this is an extremely straight podcast. All right, let's get into it. Modesto Bukaskis, Rafa Coquera. I played Coquera versus Ibo Arslan at Pick'em, and now he's an insane underdog just because he got sparked because Ibo hit his win condition. So, I mean, man, this line's insane, right? I get, he looked like a fraud in that one. He didn't even get knocked out. He just covered, but he covers all the time. Modestus is going to circle around, play the old karate game. He's chinny himself. Rafael is a black belt. He can go for takedowns if he wants. We haven't seen it on his regional tape. But, I mean, I just remember that Marcin Prachnio fight was a shit show, back and forth shit show. He beat Zach Pauga, but I thought he lost. I bet Pauga there as an underdog. He got hurt multiple times by Pauga. Tyson Pedro, horrible, like whatever. Chuck Campbell, whatever. Yeah, man. Dogger pass, insane dogger pass. It's just, can I back this Rafael guy again after he let me down against Ibo? See what the totals are. 1.5 rounds. That's interesting. Both these guys love to kick on the outside. Interesting. All right, let's move on. Nick Klein, Mansour Abdul Malik. Yeah, Malik played his under 1.5 against my boy Dushko Todorovic. Yeah, it's under 1.5 or nothing. Like, his juiced line is insane. Yeah, under 1.5, minus 200. Maybe we'll get around to it. I remember Nick Klein. He's an under machine as well from Contender Series. More of a sub guy. What are we at? Yeah, unders. Yeah, rear naked. More of a rear naked choke kind of guy. And he's been finished himself. Yeah, maybe some value on that one. We'll see. I won Russia again. I don't have any bet online bankroll, so I'll wait till the under spread. The Gregory Rodriguez under 2.5 spread. I thought it was gonna be minus 200, but it wasn't. So we'll see. Ricky Simone versus Javid Basharet. I mean, yeah, Basharet favorite. It makes sense. Ricky Simone has just kind of dropped the ball a couple times now. But I mean, it's got to be a dog or pass. Like, does Basharet have the power to really hurt Simone? You know, like Song Yadong, for example. Maybe. I'm not really pumped about that fight. It's Simone or pass, really. Under 2.5 rounds. Wow. Let me have a refresher. Who were the last couple of Basharet fights? Has he fought since he dropped the ball against Faras? Zahabi? Sorry, not Faras. No, he hasn't. So Victor Henry, then Zahabi, and before that, he was beating Gravely Mendoka. I don't know. I mean, it's a dog or pass. I don't really feel like parlaying Javid. Nursultan Ruziboyev versus Eric Mekoniko. I know this guy as an absolute bum from LFA. Let me just see what he's been up to. The old thumbs up. What has he been up to? 34-year-old journeyman. He beat Jerome Hatch. Horrible record. Tyler Ray. Maki Pitolo. Kevin Felipe. I think he was a big favorite, and a lot of people played Felipe here. I remember him. And then he won anyway. Yeah, I mean, I got to refresh. I haven't watched any of these bum fights. He seems to be a wrestler. Has he been knocked out? Yeah, he's been knocked out a bunch, man. Dejan Kajic, that's a shit loss right there. Yeah, he's been knocked out twice. I remember his tape being hard to find. Quite hard to find, but I mean, Ruziboyev at chalk. $1.33, yeah. Chalky. Glimbody's and Raphael too, even after Modestus cashed the round 3 sub. Solid over 2.5 spot in the Ricky fight. I mean, it's very chalky, man. It's very chalky, and Ricky has that awful chin. And I think Ricky, we've seen him run through Jack Shaw. I think he can maybe run through Javid. You never know. Probably not, but. Raziboyev and Bukake, minus 300. Never the answer. Correct, my friend. Never. Never the answer. Alrighty. What do we got next? Ion Kutalaba, Ibo Erslan. I lean Erslan. We just talked about him. You know, when I taped him extensively for Raphael, I came to the conclusion that, yeah, he's a bit of a brute and he hasn't really fought anyone good, but he has really good counters and his hardware is really solid. You know, I always thought Ion had solid hardware, but, you know, we've seen Ion get dropped and hurt quite a bit recently, so I don't think it's as good as this guy, for example. So, yeah, slight plus money. You know, lost to Felipe Lins. The Ivan Erslan fight was decent. It wasn't really a split. Ivan is like a one-dimensional boxer with a bad chin. I guess anyone can go down here. I guess Ion will try wrestle potentially. Ebo. Yeah, Ebo's cardio also not the greatest, but it's kind of streaking, you know, 28 years of age. He's quite hittable. I mean, I bet Rafael because he's so hittable, and he looked like crap against Anton Turklaj. So maybe Kutalaba can crack him. Yeah, I don't know. I think live on air, I'm changing my opinion about maybe liking Ebo, but who knows? Cheeky over 1.5 in the Eon fight. Well, let me have a look, my friend. Let me have a look. I haven't talked about the Eric under as well. Whoa, shit. Let's have a look. The Ruziboyev under 1.5, yeah. A little minus, slight minus money. Makes sense. Rather play that than Ruziboyev money line, to be honest. And Ebo, it's going to be minus. Pick him. That makes sense because you just never know with Eon anymore. I mean, he's gone over with a chinny Lins. He's going over with a chinny Erslan. You just don't know how Kutalaba's going to fight. So it's just one of those fights where unpredictable fighters, bummy fighters, you know, I'm here for locks. I'm here for Delgado kind of locks to get myself in a good spot. Alrighty, let's move on. Andre Fili Malquezol Costa, right? Pick and fight. A little bit of money on Fili. I know both these guys extremely well. You know, I played big money on Costa against old mate Lingo. Steve Garcia, I played the under 1.5. Moises, yeah, he's quite good. These guys are both decent strikers, but Fili obviously has that grappling. He's the veteran. Might have more power. I faded Fili against Cup Swanson, but it's all right. I got Cup Swanson again versus Billy Q. So that worked out. Yeah, I don't know. This feels like a striking fight, back and forth, pick and fight. Don't think I'm going to have any value. Traditionally, when it's a pick and fight, I don't find any value. I didn't find any value on Hill versus Souza. Ended up being correct. So, yeah, won't waste much time. I guarantee you this over is going to be chalked. Yeah, -2, worse than -200, 2.5 rounds. Makes sense. Even though Andre Fili is a bit chinny. He's a bit chinny, and Malk isn't really chinny, but he's been submitted. He's been finished by Garcia, which, no shame. He's knocked out quite a few guys, and he's got good submissions. I mean, Costa might be able to get a KO over Andre Fili, but yeah, I don't know. All right, let's move on. Main card: Alonso Manifield, Julius Walker. I take the bit of this Julius Walker guy. He's coming in and he's like seems to be a grappler guy, but really low level of competition, and he's getting rinsed. He's kind of losing until he gets a submission. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that Alonso is a favorite, but it's just hard to back him. I need to take more than 3 fights, and even more money's coming on Alonso now. So yeah, I mean, Alonso's been knocked out back to back. I don't think this guy will knock him out, but yeah, Alonso's a good wrestler himself. He's got some underrated grappling. Yeah, Julius Walker, man, not impressed. Not impressed. Glimbot thinks that Alonso's a levels fight. Yeah, I mean, it should be. I need to this Niall Bartling guy. Niall Bartling, the cracked Walker, is kind of decent, but I need to see if there's any more chin issues so I can kind of take advantage. But on amateurs, he lost to Logan Reed, Tristan Overeek. These are other grapplers. So obviously Julius can be grappled. So I need to go a bit more in depth. Can't really give too much. But at the moment, it's screaming Alonso a pass. Gene Silva, massive favorite here against Malsik Bagdasarian. I mean, that makes no sense. Dog or pass. Will I play it? Whatever. Gene has aura, but Malsik is actually a high-level striker. So, Tucker Lutz, a guy that tried to grapple him. Lost to Josh Kulibau, which was a bit of a meme. I bet him there. It was annoying as F. Outstruck Bruno Souza, who's like a weasel karate guy. Yeah, I mean, dog or pass. Will I play him? I don't know. Hard to fade Gene these days, but we'll see. Alrighty. Rob Font versus short notice Gene Matsumoto. Bit of a shame that, Gene is -200 against Font. I thought maybe we'll get a good line because Font just came off a massive win as an underdog, huge underdog, against a fighter that I think might be maybe better than Matsumoto. He's more proven. But yeah, I mean, Matsumoto will pass. If Matsumoto can't crack him, Font is going to be looking value. With the boxing, with the output, with the grappling. Glimbot, is he a value loser? I mean, it could be, but it's one of those ones I have to tape and check. But Gene, Gene's had some tough matchups, man. They gave Gene, not really. Dan Agueda's an easy one, and he was struggling. Brad Katona wasn't an easy one, and he won that one, so that's impressive. But another step up. At least Brad had a good chin, whereas Rob Font doesn't. So yeah, Gene always starts slow. Maybe live bet is better, but no live bet for me this week. All right, Brandon Allen, Anthony Hernandez. This one's interesting because they fought before years ago in LFA. Anthony Hernandez out wrestled him for 5 rounds, but early they were reversing. Brandon Allen was getting some good positions. It kind of reminded me of the Malkoon Brandon Allen fight. Like Malkoon was getting a lot of takedowns, like 7 or 8 takedowns, but there was a bunch of reversals. Brandon Allen landed more damage on top. So why can't that happen here? It's only 3 rounds. Anthony Hernandez is awful finishing. He takes like corpses way too far. He took Edmund to round 3. He took Pereira to freaking round 5. Just ridiculous. He almost went over 4.5 rounds. How bad his finishing is on the ground. He just kind of he doesn't know whether to throw ground and pound or whether to go for a submission. Or he goes for a submission just when he's about to finish with ground and pound. It's just really bad decision making. So this is probably going to be a scrambling back and forth fight. And all the values on Allen. Obviously, Allen's improved since then. In my opinion, Allen has all the KO upside. This guy's rear naked choked, 3rd degree black belt, Andre Muniz, Holland, which is not as impressive now, but it was back then, and Paul Craig. So yeah, I think Allen can keep up with him. I just watched their first fight today, and yeah, easy dog or pass. Let's see what the overs are here. And look at the others. Julius Walker, Manifield under 1.5, slight chalk. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know how to get a read without taping Julius Walker some more. Gene Silva totals over 1.5 minus money. Makes sense. Both these guys are very durable, but a bit scary to play almost minus 200 on an over. Under 2.5 rounds in the font, Gene Matsumoto. Well, plus 325. Obviously correlates with Gene. I think he can crack or maybe guillotine font. That's interesting. And Brendan Allen, here we go. Brendan Allen. Over 2.5 rounds. Playable. But obviously it's still chalky, $1.67. Still chalky, which means, I do give Allen some finishing upside. Maybe it's just better to go with the dog. Again, something I'll have to tape more extensively. But yeah, clear dog or pass after their first fight. Lucky team, Allen Army. Let's go, team. Took Allen, but not confident. Could be a split decision. That's how I'm feeling, man. Back and forth. Maybe Hernandez gets more dominant positions in round 3, but we'll see. Do you think Nosotano is a lock? I don't know, man. I know he's fighting a bum, so I need to refresh on that bum, though. I don't, but Steve might think differently. Okay. Thanks for answering for me, Glimbot. And main event, Henry Cejudo, one of my boys, Pirate. Shout out Pirate. He told me about Delgado. I locked in a max bet, trusting him. Obviously I thought I could cash out. And he told me about Song at minus 200 against Cejudo. I didn't lock it in because I was like, I don't want to lock in my bankroll too early on this when I felt like the limiting was coming. And I was like, Cejudo is at least durable. I don't think Song can like muscle him around, like knock him around like Simone, who's quite chinny. And obviously, Henry, much better wrestler than Simone. And it's, 5-rounder. So I held off for a bit. And, the line's obviously gone now. So there's rumors that Cejudo is not really taking his career seriously, blah, blah, blah. But, just recently I played Song against Peter Yan and he got wrestled in rounds 2 and 3. And Peter Yan blew his ACL in round 1. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be so quick to fade. Just to fade Song so quickly, Henry so quickly. But, yeah, I mean, there could be some truth there. He hurt Merab in round 1. He's done better than some of the other fighters, Umar and whatnot. So he's a little Mexican guy with great cardio, great durability, great power. So it might be hard for Song Yudong to separate early. Glimbot, Song decision might be a good play. Don't mind that at all. I mean, it took Chris Gutierrez to a decision. And by the way, the Chris Gutierrez fight was very close. He had to use his wrestling to separate. So that's not going to be here against Henry. So maybe just, I don't know. Mania, you think Henry could out-wrestle Song? I mean, maybe for periods in the fight. Why not? The best wrestler he's ever fought. All right, let's quickly go over what my leans are, and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, Rafael, Modestus, easy dog or pass. Malik, if I'm going to play anything under 1.5, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe Clan has some value. Basharat, Simone, dog or pass. I have to refresh on this Eric McConico, Ruziboyev. I played the under. Kudalaba, Aslan. It was Aslan or pass for me, but I'm just going to pass for now. Costa, Feely, tough one. Need to look more into Julius Walker. Melsick or pass. I mean, let's be honest here. Crazy number on Gene. Matsumoto. Don't want to say Matsumoto or pass, but he might have some value still. Brendan Allen or pass. No doubt in my mind. And yeah, the main event, I don't want to say anything, Cejudo could be washed. So yeah, what is the over there? The over, wow, it's 4.5 rounds, and it's over 4.5 rounds is a bit chalky. So yeah, they said it well, which is quite annoying. Alrighty, well, thanks for listening. Just a quick one. This will be my last pod. Obviously, getting married this week, so yeah. But keep out for the bets. As I said, I gave him on the Sherdog. I gave him on Twitter. So yeah. Do me a favor, put a comment of a lock. I'll look into it. Just try and make some money together. But other than that, thanks for listening. Peace out.